Howdy, folks. Praise Yahweh. My hearing aids are in the pedestal getting charged again. Where were they? When I decided to look in between the cracks on my seat. Dust there. Then I looked under it. They must have fallen through. They're right underneath the seat there. So I found them. I knew I put them together. I was so worried. Now I can toss my dog stool samples away because they aren't going to be in there. Praise Yahweh. We also have to praise Yahweh for something else. The United States is starting the war with Iran right now. We are following the President of the United States, Benjamin Netanyahu. I guess I should call him the dictator of the United States. He supersedes our presidents and Congress and Senate. You see, the Israelis own us. And I know you're going to say, well, this is just Israel's going to start this war. And they're saying this is the tail wagging the dog. I'm sorry. We are the tail. They're the dog. We turned our backs on Yahweh. As a direct result of that, the devil and his children got us completely. And they're starting World War III. And at the same time they're doing that, they're starting our revolutionary or civil war, whatever you want to call it. I call it Revolutionary War 2.0 because we have these illegal bastards in D.C. that we need to take care of. Now, because we gave up our everything, we gave it up over 200 years or so, because a little over 200 years, because we gave all of that up, we've lost everything. Our presidents have all been treasonous, traitorous, rat bastards. There hasn't been a good one during my entire lifetime. I'd like to make one of them good, but I don't like any of them. None of them lived up to the call of duty at all. Yeah, and even Trump was a major disappointment. I thought he was going to give us a constitutional currency and restore a republic. He gave us the indications, and they were doing a co-intelligence. They were doing a psyop on us. They were suckering us into their frickin' games. Oh yeah, he's going to be the 16th president, the 17th president, because we're getting the republic back. Bullshit. As a matter of fact, when he gets in there, he's going to use everything in his power to support Bibi Netanyahu. Now, I don't know for a fact, but he alluded one time he knew Bibi from childhood days, like they went to some prep school together. Somebody look that one up for me. So praise Yahweh, the Bible is being fulfilled. We're going to get our asses nuked. And Russia is going to be pretty safe. That's right. You know, you people who keep wanting to say that Trump is this or that, Yahweh's man for this or that, he's not. Putin is closer to being Yahweh's man than anybody else. And the problem is, you stupid jackasses have put this administration in power, never, ever challenging it fully and successfully. And as a result, there's going to be worldwide nuclear war because you're dumbasses. Now, I try to warn you, and I was running for president. It's a little bit of a joke, and I'm not suitable for several reasons. I have an extremely colorful past. You know, when they vet me, as Trump thinks it's so important to be pristine and make sure you pay off all those people so that you can be vetted fully and properly, I don't give a rat's ass about it. I'm not suitable for president. I take 1 or 2 naps a day. I don't have the energy for it. I'm pretty sure Biden's, whoever he is there, I bet that guy sleeps all day long. Because he's not doing anything except stuffing that suit, showing up, and saying things purposely to divide America. I swear to God, it's a show. It's an actor putting that on, set up there to divide us and further conquer us. Now, the problem with Trump is he's going to go for the big police state. And the problem that's going to be a police state whereby they're going to be killing people, putting people in prison. And they're not going to allow us to have any of our rights. They're going to take them away bit by bit. And then on the other hand, you have Kamala. How bad, how wicked. Kamala Harris. A lot of people say Camilla. No, it's Kamala. And her parents, by the way, had slaves. And she's not black, you know. She's Indian. And her parents owned frickin' slaves. That's not even back to the last century. There's nothing removed from there. And they're trying to put her off as a fighter for rights and all that. But yet she's going to increase the size of the police state as well. But she's going to do it in terms of the social controls. And right now, children are getting kidnapped left and right in these family courts. And they're being placed in places where they get killed. They get sexually abused. They get screwed up. And then when the day comes that they're of age at 18, they go home to their parents and they're not safe for their mothers anymore. They're not safe for anybody. What do we do about it? You better get ready to form a militia because you're going to need it really quickly. And don't be surprised. You may not hear reports of it. Maybe you will, or maybe you'll have firsthand knowledge when a platoon of 30 to 50 riflemen comes through murdering everybody. Have fun with that one, because these guys have been trained up. And they're going to have ammunition given to them by our CIA all over the place. Now, I'm kind of amazed because this justice system is actually so freaking illegal that it's just astounding to me how twisted and perverted the justice system is. But I got a friend in Canada, hadn't heard from her a while. She was silenced. The court issued a gag order, so she couldn't talk to anybody. Why? Because she was trying to reveal the family courts that they have up there in Canada, what was happening to the children and what happened to her children. And she was very vocal about it. You know, you don't want to rile Mama Bear. And so what did she do? They charged her with crimes. And they put her ass in the psych evaluation. And her daughter's assaultive, combative, batterer, not safe for her own husband, hit her mother in the head with something or other. Police don't care. They're not going to charge a girl. Oh, she's just a girl. She can't hurt you. And then there was a fellow in, I think he was Delaware, might have been Maryland, somewhere over there. The judge put the screws to him, took 90% of his income away, so he's working for whoever, whatever, and took everything away from him. So what happened? The man appealed. He shot and killed the judge the very next day. You're not going to hear about that because they don't want people taking up arms and going and shooting and killing judges. But I'll tell you, the only way you're going to get any justice in these family courts is by playing their game. Or, if you've had it with them, well, I'm sure this fellow's being charged with murder. Hey, if I was on the jury of his peers, right, he comes through, I'm going to hold ground. I'm going to hold out. I'm going to quit his ass fast as could be, because there are legal precedents for justifying that homicide. Justifiable homicide when a judge decides to destroy your life. How many men have ended up homeless, in their cars, sleeping under bridges, taking showers at the YMCA or some other place? A lot of men, they don't care. They're not just. Even in the Roman times, the Roman Empire, which this is kind of modeled after, they prided themselves upon justice because that way they didn't have to have so many troops to take care of things. But believe me, they don't give a shit. My prized firearm with a suppressor attached to it was stolen. They don't give a shit. Oh, you'll probably find it. You forgot it in your motorhome. Man, fuck you. You shouldn't be a police officer. You shouldn't be a police officer. You're not taking me seriously. And I'm trying to warn you that that gun, and it was loaded up for bear. I have it loaded for home self-defense. Well, I don't have it anymore. And I had a silencer on it so that I wouldn't go deaf shooting it inside of my house. And then I got $4,000 or $5,000 into that gun. They didn't care about it. But when I find it, I have to tell them about it, or it's still going to be stolen. And my buddies try to tell me if anybody gets killed with that thing, you're going to be held guilty. What? What? My date? Date raped me? Roofied my ass? Actually, we don't have the chemical analyses, but I talked with my friends who are in the know of that and described symptoms and all of that, and they told me it was roofies. No, it wasn't roofies. It was what's that shit that's killing everybody? So I guess, praise Yahweh, she didn't kill me with that stuff. Yeah. She didn't kill me with, it's not a roofie, it's something else. It's, oh, you'll know the name of it. It's what they're using to kill people and overdose people. And by the way, if you get overdosed with that, even if somebody slipped it in your frickin' drink and purposely killed you with it, the police aren't going to rule it a homicide, and they're not going to investigate it. It's going to go on the books officially as a drug overdose. Oh, fentanyl, drug overdose. And fentanyl comes in white tablets, not just blue tablets, by the way. That's what she had, was a white tablet. I'm going to tell you right now, they don't give a shit. She's out there. She's done this before to other men. She's going to do it to somebody else. No, I'm not going to put her ass out there. She's still in the criminal justice system, which actually, they are the ones that should be going to prison for failing to enforce the law properly. Now, if I had done what she did to me, they'd have taken me in and I'd never seen the light of free skylight again. I'd be behind bars the rest of my life. But not her, because she's a girl. She couldn't hurt you. She couldn't hurt a fly. Well, folks, the United States has already started this war on behalf of our president, and that is President Benjamin Netanyahu, the President of the United States of America. How long has he been in office? I'm pretty sure he's exceeded 2 terms by now. But that's who your president is. He walks into the joint session of Congress and the Senate. They stand up clapping, and they give him, 47, 48 standing ovations like he's a rock star. And right now, 57,000 of our boys are in harm's way, and they're going to get their asses, they're going to get their clocks cleaned. And that's on you and me, because we allowed this shit to happen here. And how did that happen? We turned our backs on Yahweh. And if you read in the Bible, you will see the consequences for failure to abide by the terms that we agreed to at Mount Sinai. That's right. If you want to read a horror story, go read the Babylonian Talmud, the Jewish sacred text. If you can stomach it, it makes the Quran look like a kiddie's coloring book, a child's Sunday school book in comparison. Yeah, and you're telling me there's a Judeo-Christian heritage? It's a lie. There isn't any. Their faith came about in 400 AD. Ours was way back there. And they've lied, they've deceived, they've cheated the world, they've set this stuff up so they could take it all over. And they run it today. And right now, they're trying to see about getting a communist purge going in the United States of America. That's my nightcap. How do you like this? This is the Afghan my mother made me. She made me one in purple, but my dog got into it too much and she got upset about that. And so she took another one away from me. But I kept this one and I've kept it in the closet and I like it. It's on the chair and I like it better than the white cotton blanket because I prefer to cover myself with that one. This one covers the chair, protects the pleather. It's a phony leather, but pleather was in high-end coaches years ago. Then this is getting a bit worn, I got to admit it, but it sure feels good, and I've fallen asleep in it twice today at least. Thank you for praying for me. At least I'll have a little bit of relief, as the hearing still is variable. Maybe it'll come back around, but yet there have been some blessings in that. But still, I can't hear well enough to actually practice psychology effectively. And by the way, I'm running into really mixed personalities. I mean, these are personality disorders that are so I'm not going to take this call. I'm sorry. It can go to voicemail. I haven't updated my voice message. It's a funny message, but I'm going to take it down because it could be misinterpreted and it could be taken as, I'm unstable or violent or vicious or something like that. And it's an absurd thing, I'm upset. And besides that, I'm screening my calls because of the Medicare fraud. They won't leave me alone. And that's kind of what my outgoing message is about, but not explicitly because I'm getting a lot of different calls. But at this point, it's the outgoing messages. I screen my calls because of the Medicare fraud, the hustlers, and I'm tired of it. So if you want to send me a text message or an email message, and do it, or you can leave a voice message, and I will return your call, most likely. What do I want you to do? Enjoy yourselves while you can, because the nukes are very likely to happen. Now, there's some other things that can happen, but I'm going to tell you right now, Isaiah's prophecy about Damascus, it's never been fulfilled. We are living in the time of fulfillment on that. May Yahweh bless you. Send some good vibes my way, that I might be a bit more organized. I'm going through the rest of this life alone. I didn't really want to do that, but I didn't do the right stuff when I was younger, and I reflect upon it, and I understand my choices. And I have some regrets, but when I look at some of those possibilities, I realize how disastrous they would have been. I'm sorry, but there's nothing fair about females today. They don't play fair. They don't fight fair. There's nothing much fair about them. They're in business. They don't love. They have become, as Yogi Bhajan said, merciless. And as a result of them putting the wrong people into office for us, we are going down. The American civilization is very likely to disappear from the face of the earth. Now, the Canadians would like to come aboard, but I've cautioned them, wait until we restore our republic. But I'm afraid what we're going to get is empire. That's right. If that's the case, I'm still going to praise Yahweh. The lesson from Job is, should we not take the good with the evil? Thank Him for whatever it is comes our way. May Yahweh bless